Lights dim in the intimate, What Now? Podcast studio in Los Angeles, where the air hums with anticipation for a high-profile guest on this sunny October afternoon in 2025. The minimalist set featuring sleek microphones and Trevor Noah's signature casual vibe, a low-slung couch against a backdrop of abstract art and soft spotlights that cast a conversational glow. Trevor, the 41-year-old South African comedian turned host in a relaxed graphic tee and jeans that scream effortless cool, welcomes Meghan Markle, the 44-year-old Duchess of Sussex, with his trademark grin and a warm handshake, her elegant figure clad in a flowing bohemian dress that blends California chic with royal subtlety, her caramel waves cascading freely as she settles in, ready to promote her latest Archwell venture, Echoes of Empowerment, a podcast series amplifying women's voices through storytelling and meditation, partnered with Spotify for global reach. The crowd, a select group of live attendees and virtual viewers, cheers as Trevor kicks off with his disarming charm. Meghan, from palace life to podcast queen, you're redefining royalty. Tell us, how's Montecito treating you and the fam? Laughter fills the room as Meghan dives in, painting pictures of domestic bliss. Archie, 6, his budding echo explorer, phase crafting soundscapes with Harry's help. Lilibet, 4, her tiny storyteller, spinning tales that rival fairy tales. The conversation flows like a smooth track for 15 minutes. Clips play of Meghan in intimate interviews with activists from Mumbai to Memphis, her voiceover resonating. Empowerment echoes when we listen to the unspoken. Trevor nods vigorously. As a bloke from Johannesburg, I get the grind. How do you juggle the crown's shadow with this spotlight? Meghan chuckles about jam jars turning into empire builders via American Riviera orchard, Trevor quipping on his own kitchen disasters. Burnt toast is my specialty. It's a harmonious duet, the audience captivated in collective warmth, until Trevor, ever the sharp satirist with a comedian's cunning, leans forward, eyes twinkling with that interviewer's incision honed from Daily Show dissections. Right, Meghan, echoes as empowering, lifting ladies from the low notes. But let's keep it real. Headlines howl your hawking royal rifts, from Spare's scorched pages to this series stirring family feuds while King Charles battles the Big C and William shoulders the Windsor load solo. Is Echoes of Empowerment just another echo of grudges, or have you hushed the palace pitch for proper peace? The studio's duet dips to discord. A palpable pause punctuates, audience antennae twitching as Meghan's grin glitches, her fingers furling her teacup in a micro gesture of mounting metal. She exhales evenly, riposte refined yet resolute. Trevor, echoes aren't enmity, they're emancipation. I've echoed empowerment from the enclosures that eclipsed my essence, enclosures etched by editors that endangered my existence. Spare wasn't grudge, it was grace note, for the voiceless veiled by velvet ropes. Critique from her cozy couch is quotable, I've quartered the quagmire. Trevor, unyielding as a stand-up set, volleys with a wry wag, grace note. Blimey, it was a grenade, grenading your grand's legacy for Netflix nickels while we watch the firm fracture. Echoes, aye, but yours rebound endless exile, time to tie the tongue on the tiara tails, or is the vendetta your vocation? Murmurs metastasize, the floor manager fidgets, a producer's headset hums faintly. Meghan's gaze hardens to frost, tone tempering to torrent, vocation. Try valor, Trevor, valor against veiled vitriol that vilified my very breath. You jest from your jovial jamboree, I've jousted with jackals that jeopardized my joes. This series persists for the powerless, not your punchlines. The parry escalates, Trevor lobbing, leaked lashing, lore on Meghan's, monarch meddling, Meghan mustering miscarriages of justice and media maelstroms that midwifed her mission. The audience atomizes, half huzzahing her heroism, half hissing the histrionics. Abruptly, Meghan materializes momentum, ascending with aristocratic aplomb. Trevor, your what now has what nowed my why. I've echoed enough for one episode. Team, Tom Muchley for the terrace, telly fans, dive into echoes for the empowerment. She unclips her lavalier with lithe legerdemain, pivots on patent pumps, and parades offset. Her procession parting the production like plaid-clad Moses, security shadowing her swift sortie as Trevor, left lingering mid-lilt, laments to lens with a laugh. Well, that's the kettle callin', stay tuned, troops. Feeds flee to fillers, backstage bustle bordering on bedlam, headsets herding harried handlers, while Meghan's motorcade motors her to a Mayfair muse, Harry's hotline humming, Megs, ye were a lioness, lasso o love awaitin'. X ignites in incendiary ignition. Hashtag Meghan kicked off what now trends transatlantic in ticks, pilfered punter pics propelling to 25 million metrics, memes marrying her march to formation, fanfares. Royal ragers roar, Piers Morgan postures, nose nuke on the noble. Via his podcast Podium, Omid Scobie Scorches, South African Shade Ambush, #Duchess Dignified. Trevor live tweets Lifeline. Fiery Philly, that one, fair play, but facts first. This dust up. No, naff natter, it's a north of the border nuclear, where a presenter's pith pierces a duchess's panoply, plotting morning telly's most mesmerizing mutiny. As Albion's arches awaken, one ordinance orates, when Meghan meets Trevor, kicks Aaron AAFF, their AFF kilter, kindling kingdom's kiln. As dusk drapes Manhattan in a bruised purple pall, the Noah-Meghan inferno on What Now? Flares undimmed, fanning flames across feeds and forums from Fleet Street to Fairfax, where viral vignettes vivisect the verbal vivisection, birthing bedlam that blurs barbs into badges of battlefield bravado overnight. Spotify's soundstage seethes with strategic scrimmage, tapes timestamped for triage, Trevor toasting tonic in his tea, replaying the riposte with a roguish rumble, the lassie's got lungs, but grudges are gobstoppers, sticky and sour. The post-clash pivot airs with panel poise, Trevor wielding wisdom like a wand. Folks, Meghan's moxie's magnetic, my nudge was naff, but nuance nourishes the narrative. The co-host chimes in with cheeky charm, but Trevor seals it with a shrug, echoes. Empowering, but baggage burdens the bard. No, nay shade, all salute TAE the spirit. The raw reel ruptures online via audience apps, 80 million metrics by Moonrise, TikTok timelines teasing Meghan's mic fling at 11:52 sync 2. Survivor, Beats, X's #Noah nukes Meghan surging with 3.2 million missives morphing her mug to Medusa mid-mic. Meghan's homebound on a Gulfstream ghost, ensconced in clouds, unleashing an Archwell advisory that's arsenic ambrosia, grateful for What Now? S vigor, no spice sparked scrutiny, but echoes endure undented. Women's whispers warrant wings, not weights. Series subscriptions skyrocket 650%, enthusiasts excavating episodes in empathetic embrace, Harry hailing her at hangar with a husky, my echo, my everything, kilt ye nay. Palace proxies percolate prickles, the Telegraph tattles, Duchess dumps on Defender. Headlines, Charles's courtiers confiding, exasperated, exhalations over, endless echoes, Williams whisper network winking at, weary of the wine. Late night laureates lunge, Jimmy Fallon fakes a royal roast reset, with Noah as narrative ninja, quipping, Meghan fled faster than from Frogmore, knows the real What Now, as Colbert. Counters with crown-cracking confetti cannons. What Now? S-Waves wax 68%, overlords orbiting, podcast probes, spin-offs, while Archwell activates, echoes against enmity, a no-cost nexus for navigating naysayers, transmuting talks into tutorial. Nose network nods with nuance, post-tape DMs dispatched. His, slice the suspense, Duchess, sorry for the sting, sequel sit down. Her, appreciated the audition, Trevor, let's echo equitably next. Ripples ravage realms. Women's rights rallies remix the retort into rally cries, conservative conclaves crow, carping Californian curbed. Paparazzi prowl LAX for her landing, but decoy details deflect the dazzle, Meghan melting into mommy mode with mud pie mornings. By cocktail hour, the Sussex strategy synthesizes a swift Spotify surge, episode 1 excerpted, from Clash to Catalyst, owning the off switch. Noah, kibitzing at a Kensington curry house, confides to cronies, she's steel-wrapped in silk, stung, but stimulated. The babble burgeons. Reddit realms rage on, royal riposts revisited, viral vignettes vine the volley to villainous violin swells. Beneath the bedlam, a bedrock revelation. This wasn't wanton war but a window to wounded worlds, where a broadcaster's broadside bolsters a broadcaster's broadcast. No necks snapped, but narratives neck and neck. No's oratory outsized as oracle, Meghan's medal minted in the melee. As Aurora kisses the Atlantic, the afterburn affirms, when Duchess's duel Don Diane's, discourse detonates deeper, and the demos. Devours of the drama distilled into digestible dynamite. This imbroglio, not inferno, incendiary ignition, illuminating infamy into insight. Tune the transom, the Telegraph's telegraphing tempests anew. Lunar cycles later, as November's nip nuzzles the nape of naked branches from Notting Hill to Napa Valley, the Noah-Meghan Odyssey has ossified into an opus of olive branches and onward odysseys, ossifying outrage into opulent opportunity that orients orbits from op-ed pages to oracle apps across the Anglosphere. Meghan, monarch of her milieu, microphones the echoes, milestone mixer in a sun-soaked Santa Barbara soiree, luminaries like Reese Witherspoon toasting her tenacity, from podcast tussle to truth titan, you turn tantrum into testament. Streams shatter ceilings, Spotify spotlighting the series as Savage Summer Scorcher, with a sequel solicited blending British bites from reconciled royals. Noah, king of his corral, curates a Clash Classics corner on his show, revisiting the ruckus with roundtable ruminations. His opener orating humbled the air. Hell yes, but hats off to Meghan's heart, the lass has got soul. Audience adulation amplifies, the podcast tabulating triumph with transatlantic tie-ins, as he hatches a humanitarian hook, co-hosting an Archwell 8-a-thon for media literacy, his gravelly gravitas grounding the gala. Palace partitions part incrementally, Camilla's column in Country Life coups, Conversations cook character, couriering cryptic Christmas cards, William's Windsor walkabout winks at, family forums flourish from friction. Social spheres simmer to solidarity. Hashtag Meghan Noah men fan cams sync their quips to harmonious hooks, birthing playlist phenomena on Spotify. The podcast launches, Morning Bites, a foodie spin-off with Noah as host, first guest. A reconciled Meghan, trading jabs for jam tastings in a 20-minute special that trends for tenderness. Broader bouquets bloom, women's networks host panels on, public poise under fire, citing the Clash as curriculum, podcast blogs boom with, Meghan Method, tutorials, sales spiking 150%. Legal lint balls brushed aside, no shade thrown, just shade-grown herbs in Meghan's garden plots. As November's chill nips, the Sussexes host a harvest bash, Noah jetting in for pie. And poker, quipping mid-pie, Duchess, next time we argue over recipes, not regrets. Laughter lingers long after last call. Meghan reflects in a Vogue profile, that morning. A need in the road, stronger batter, bolder bakes. Noah, penning his next stand-up, turned a tart into a tartan, slice of life. The explosive exchange, evolved from eruption to essence, distilling how humor and heart harmonize when egos expand. Meghan's ledger, lavishly ledged, legacy layered with loaves of liberation. Nose, sizzling, satirist supreme with a softer sous vide. In this confection of confrontation turned confectionery, the sweetest takeaway surfaces, fiery fallouts ferment finer futures, where mics mute into meaningful munchies. No one's kicked off, the island forever, TV's a tasting menu, and grudges go great with ganache. So cheers to late-night lava that cools into caramel conundrums, to duchesses who dust off and dazzle anew. Meghan Markle's no ouster, not a mishap, but a masterpiece in meringue, light, lofty, and leaving us hungry for seconds. And if morning escapism's your elixir, savor this, the script's spiced, the oven's on.